I'm going to tell you about the daily routine I use for managing stress. But first, I have to tell you about why I started using this. It's kind of a funny and also not very funny story. So a few years ago, I was busy. I was building a full-time private practice. I was teaching full-time at a local college. We just had our third child. There was a lot going on, and I knew I needed to do things to manage stress. I could feel it building up, but I didn't feel like I had the time to do it. So I just kept going. I did things like used alcohol to manage the stress, and I wasn't sleeping well at night, but I just kept going until I reached this point where I realized that I wasn't suicidal. I wasn't planning to end my life, but I had this thought, if something happened and my life ended, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, because at least all this would stop. It was like the only way I could imagine getting a break. So you might think, you're a psychologist, like maybe you should have done more to take care of yourself, and I certainly felt that way. I was teaching people all the time how to manage their stress, and yet I really wasn't taking care of myself. So that made me realize that we have to do things in a regular, systematic way to take care of the stress that builds up, because it's pretty predictable that we're going to experience stress. There may be specific times during the day when we know we're going to feel a lot of stress, like maybe on our commute in the morning, or just the morning crunch, trying to get ourselves and maybe kids out of the house. Maybe it's the dinner time rush, or the nighttime routine, or trying to get ourselves to class. But if we don't know when the stress is going to happen, we certainly know that it's going to happen. Things are going to come up. So we want to make our self-care routine of stress management as regular and predictable as possible. So I found that the best way that this tends to work is to choose times throughout the day to practice some simple, short techniques to manage stress. And we want to keep them short because we don't want our time commitment for managing stress to kind of add to our stress of the day. So I like to do 6 time points, and those are first thing when we wake up, mid-morning, lunchtime, mid-afternoon, late evening, and bedtime. So let's quickly go through each of these. I'll give you a specific exercise to practice for each one. So let's start with waking up in the morning. So there can often be a kind of surge of anxiety and stress first thing in the morning as we think ahead to everything we have to do that day, and we wonder if it's going to be too much for us. We can really get ahead of ourselves and start to kind of imagine the full day and everything that we're going to have to do. So we want to reel that in as we start our day. We're going to start from a place of connection to ourselves, a place of centering. A great exercise for this is the I am here meditation. So for a minute or so, as you're lying there in bed, even before you get up, you can breathe in, say to yourself, I am. Breathe out slowly, say to yourself, here. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, here. Sounds really simple. It is, but it really can connect us to ourselves, to the moment, and help us to start our day from really a more grounded, more balanced place. All right, second one, mid-morning. So by now, you've jumped into your day, maybe you're in the middle of tasks. Stress has probably started to build up, but it's probably not enough that we're really aware of it yet. But we can plan, even before we're consciously noticing the stress, to kind of check in and let some of it go. For this time, I like something called a breath minute. So just take 1 minute of slow, easy, gentle breaths. You can close your eyes if you're in a place where that makes sense, or if not, you can do it with your eyes open. What I love to do is figure out how many slow, easy breaths you take in 1 minute, and then just take that number of breaths. So That way you don't have to look at a watch, set a timer. You can just, like for me, I know it's 7 breaths. So from time to time, I can just pause and easy in, easy out. 7 breaths like that. I know it's about a minute. And then keep going. Doesn't have to be any more involved than that. All right, third time point, lunchtime. So meal times are a great way to check in with yourself, and you can turn on the rest and digest system, the parasympathetic nervous system, just by taking a moment, coming into your body, connecting with the breath. A practice I love here is just taking 3 breaths right before you eat. You can close your eyes, kind of make it like a prayer. If you like, you can keep them open. Nobody around you has to know this is happening. So on the first breath, just kind of check in with yourself. Feel your body. Feel the quality of the breath. Just very light, very easy, not making it heavy or serious. On the second breath, just kind of look around you. If you're eating with people, hopefully you are. That's great for digestion and for the nervous system. Just sort of take them in. Notice your surroundings. You might see the table, the things around your house or your office or wherever you're eating. And on the third breath, look at your food in front of you, take it in, what it looks like, the textures, the colors, the aromas. And then enjoy your meal. Number 4, mid-afternoon. So this is when our energy often slumps. We might start to feel the buildup of fatigue, stress in our bodies. And our brains interpret this physical tension in the body as an additional source of stress. So we can take a few minutes and let go of some of that built up stress and muscular tension. So a great exercise for this is a little muscle relaxation. We start with tensing muscles and then releasing them, because we found that by tensing first, the relaxation we get afterwards tends to be deeper. So we just take 3 easy, gentle breaths to begin. Then start with your fists, make tight fists, squeeze and hold that tension, and then relax, completely letting go of all that tension. Take 3 more calming, relaxing breaths, letting go of a little more stress, tension with each breath. And then, in a similar way, we squeeze our shoulders up, feel the tension across the back of the neck, the shoulders, upper back, and relax. Letting go of all that tension as we take 3 more easy, calming breaths. And just pause afterwards. Notice how the body feels. All right, number 5. So it's late evening, and you're going to be heading to bed soon. And it's important to prepare our minds and bodies for good rest. So we want to develop a transition period where we do things that are calming, relaxing, they're soothing the nervous system. At this point, we've done a good job throughout the day of releasing tension. This will further give us an opportunity to let things go so we can really enjoy our night's rest. One exercise that's great for really calming the nervous system is alternate nostril breathing. I'll include a link where you can do the full exercise. The basic idea is you plug one nostril, breathe in through the other, and then you switch and exhale through the opposite nostril, and then breathe in through that same nostril. Switch again, and exhale through the opposite nostril. It's a little silly, but a few minutes of this I've found consistently, reliably, is a great way just to melt away stress. So check it out, see what you think. Do maybe 3 minutes of it to start. Notice how you feel afterwards. All right, the sixth and final one. You've made it to bedtime, and often what happens is we lie down and all the stress from the day behind us, the stress from the day ahead, comes flooding in. That can kind of be our default if we don't deliberately direct our minds as we're going to bed. Because our minds want to protect us, and they want to help us think about all the possible problems we could run into. The downside, of course, is it's not a very relaxing way to end our day, and it can interfere with a good night's sleep. So what we can do instead is deliberately bring to mind good things as we're heading towards sleep. So this can set the tone not just for how you fall asleep, but also for how you wake up in the morning. So a great exercise for this is to just write down 3 good things from your day. So it could be things that went well, things that you did well. It could be just things that you appreciate, maybe a time you got to spend with your loved ones, or a food that you enjoyed in a meal. It doesn't matter what it is, just good things from your day. And you don't have to try to make yourself feel grateful or feel anything in particular. We're not forcing emotion here, we're just directing our attention. Feelings will tend to follow. And then as you turn out your light, just allow the things that you wrote down to fill your mind as you drift off to sleep. So give these exercises a try this week. Experiment, see what works best for you. And as you make a point to really take care of yourself and to manage stress on a consistent basis, you can enjoy more ease, more peace, and really more of a connection to the things you care about every day. So thanks a lot for joining me. I'll see you next time.